Hey everybody, everything new under the sun. Is there going to be chaos in the last days? Yes, there is going to be chaos. There's going to be violence, and it's because the hearts of men are evil continually. There's going to be terrorist attacks. There's going to be attacks inside the United States, in North America, throughout the world. Everybody who supports Israel and does not support Hamas is going to be in the crosshairs. This is Cyber Polygon. It relates back to Cyber Polygon and the World Economic Forum cyber attack scenario. So Klaus Schwab spoke of cyber attacks during Cyber Polygon and suggesting it's going to be kind of the worst thing, that even worse, far worse than COVID. And I think we're starting to see the uptrend of that. And it says the World Economic Forum, which represents the Western financial elites, played a key role in launching the March 11, 2020 coronavirus lockdown, which was conducive to a worldwide process of economic and social chaos. Chaos. This is a key word that's going to happen in the last days. It also played a key role in launching the C-19, that thing, November 2020. So they're involved in a lot of stuff. Take everything you read with a grain of salt. This is exposenews.com. But we generally have a general understanding that these things are true. There's people involved that want to push particular narratives, and I think we all agree with that. So what did the World Economic Forum say? Well, there will be another crisis. It will be more significant. It will be faster than what we have seen with COVID. Why is that? How can it possibly be faster? Well, it's not going to be traveling human to human. It's going to be traveling over the internet, computer to computer. It's going to be a computer virus. Over more than 3 years, the deliberate triggering of chaos has become part of the broad and complex agenda. The war in Ukraine, the hike in energy prices, the triggering of bankruptcies, the collapse of economic activity, widespread poverty, famine, despair. Why is all this happening? Well, A, we're in the last days, and B, because we don't call out to the Lord, and C, because there's powers and there's people in high places that make a lot of money off all this stuff. There's a lot of money in war. So cyber attacks in the last days. Again, this goes back to Cyber Polygon, which is related to the event 201. Is it 201? Anyways, the wargaming, where they looked at, what will be the next pandemic, and they figured it would be a coronavirus of some sort. Come to find out, a couple of years later, after that event 201, that indeed COVID-19 was a variant of a corona. It was a coronavirus variant, and so they wargamed that pretty close, pretty well. It matched what actually happened. Well, the next thing, of course, is Cyber Polygon, where they wargamed, what would happen as it relates to cyber attacks and digital attacks on infrastructure. And in 2021, the WEF conducted a simulation of cyber attacks involving a scenario of paralysis of power supply, communications, transportation, the internet. Folks, you take out our communication, our transportation, our internet. Not only is food not moving, all supplies and goods and services, etc., are not moving. We can't talk to each other. That means Mad Max in the streets, people getting desperate after only 6, 12 hours, 18 hours. Once people run out of the food in their fridge, the milk, whatever, people will go crazy. Once they can't go to the corner store and pay for gasoline to keep their generators running, to keep their lights on, they will go berserk, folks. People will go mad once their basic needs are not met anymore. They will be doing what they believe is necessary to survive and to feed their family. Klaus Schwab intimated in no uncertain terms, based on a simulated scenario, that a cyber attack could bring a complete halt to the supply chain, hospital services, society as a whole. Bring a complete halt to society as a whole. COVID-19 would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. Now, we have the situation in Ukraine, Russia. You bet that Russia's doing cyber attacks. They've tested some small stuff, probably against Australia. Probably the Rogers outage in Canada was a small cyber attack. In Australia, again, the communications went down for, what was it, 24 hours, 72 hours. And they were in trouble there. Well, there's a lot of interesting things happening. Um, let's go over here. This is, did you hear about this? Yahoo News. 1.1 million gallons of oil spill into the Gulf for nearly a week. Officials struggle to find the source. This is November 22nd. Today, 2023, another oil spill. Could this be, just like the cutting of the internet cables and the communication cables, or a Nord Stream pipeline? Could this be a cyber attack? You know, these are some of the easy things that Russia could do to distract us, to take our attention away, to divert funds and manpower away from Ukraine and battling them in Ukraine, and really kind of change the focus of the American citizen to start looking inwards instead of outwards to war. This just happened. FBI investigating a car bomb explosion at Niagara Falls. This literally happened a couple hours ago, where I guess a terrorist coming to the Canadian border blew up. You can see the explosion in the video there. They didn't do much damage, but there you go. This is at the Rainbow Bridge. FBI investigating explosives in the vehicle at the time. 2 people who were in the car are dead. So we don't exactly know what's happening here. This is Fox News here. Let me just mute this. I think this is just a live image of the the border crossing there. But it was a car with a lot of explosives, an attempted terrorist attack. So again, is our outside sources funding this? You got to ask a question. Now, cyber attacks again. Look at this one. U.S. nuclear lab hacked by the furry hackers. I'm not even going to say that. You can read it. The furry hackers, right? A U.S. nuclear lab working on next-generation nuclear power plants, light water reactors, and robotics was hacked by a group of self-proclaimed furry hackers. So, is Russia involved? Are nation states involved? I think they are. Another example that just happened on the 21st. Entergy's nuclear power plant north of Baton Rouge was forced into temporary emergency shutdown. Was this just a mistake by their own people? Or was this some sort of hacker attack, taking out some basic cooling facilities of the nuclear power plant, or whatever it may be? But emergency shutdown happened. All these things are happening coincidentally. Is it just a coincidence that all these things are happening? Are we reading into it, or are there nation states, state actors who are working to undermine United States as a country, Western nations, deflect and distract them from other situations, other war that they don't appreciate? Could it be Hamas or Iran or Russia or even China? There's supposedly a good and a bad side, and all Western nations are on supposedly the good side. I'm not saying that we are, but that's the supposed good side, and all the bad actors are on the other side. The Russias and the Irans and the Chinas and the North Koreas. These are the bad guys that they're telling us that that's what mainstream media and our governments tell us. And is it all them doing all that? But not only that, even in the West, in the United States, they're trying to control who is going to be elected next. And boy, they're going after Trump. Air Force warns troops to avoid pro-Trump Patriot rally. This is Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, sent a text message telling people not to go near the Trump rally. Interesting, right? Would they say the same about a Biden rally? I bet you they would not. And let's see. I had another thing here. I guess this was it. This is Tucker Carlson talking about chaos. Trust your gut. Tucker Carlson warns of chaos. Ignoring your instincts during history-changing events. There's a lot of stuff happening. Trust your gut, folks. Read between the lines. Look to alternate media, even the media that our mainstream media calls propaganda. Read it, because you know what? The truth is going to be somewhere in between their propaganda and our propaganda. We have propaganda, folks, and that propaganda is displayed on mainstream media. There is no real investigative reporting anymore on mainstream sources. Always trust your gut, Tucker says. I think that's a good idea. Uh, Research for yourself. What is the truth? Don't take Tucker's word for it, even. Tucker says, we're past the political stage. Nothing that is happening now can be explained through conventional political terms. There is no upside to the great trends of our age. So why are you doing that? What you are seeing is evil done for its own sake. Now, that's a very biblical statement. In the last days, we will see evil increase. Why did God bring the flood of Noah to the earth? Because the evil was increasing ever so much in the hearts of men. It was increasing continually. There's lying in mainstream. Tucker says again here, it takes a very rare person to lie in the way that we're being lied to, and it takes a very rare moment to see the lying at this scale. So at this high level, again, telling people not to go see Trump. They hate Trump. They're putting him in jail, or they want to put him in jail. They're taking him to court. And did you read that Biden and his secret confidential boxes that were found? They did a high level review, and they found nothing wrong. There was they're not going to press charges against Biden for all the boxes, high level security boxes in his garage and in his Corvette. Meanwhile, Trump is in court for all that stuff. Incredible. Elon Musk is going after Media Matters for basically trying to defund and destroy X. Media Matters is a censorship organization funded by George Soros and others who hate Western civilization, designed to prohibit people from saying certain things. And they were trying to take down Twitter, and Elon Musk is taking them to court. Media Matters. Again, it sounds like a great title for an honest news organization that's just trying to ensure that news is true and valid for all of us. Meanwhile, they were twisting things, taking things out of context, and basically trying to get ad revenue removed from Twitter, from X, because Elon has opened up free speech on that. So incredible. A lot of things happening, a lot of misinformation, a lot of misdirection and redirection, a lot of strange cyber attack seeming or like things happening. We're seeing all around us, folks. Just read the headlines. You don't even need to read the detail anymore. Look at the headlines of the events that are happening around you, and I think you'll agree that strange things are happening, and that Tucker's right. Evil abounds and is getting worse. We are going into dictatorship. We are heading headlong into world government, world control. The people of the world will accept it. But I think that comes at a time when we're on our knees, when we're so desperate by economic collapse, economic and famine, and World War III. Folks, I think it gets worse. We're just seeing kind of the start of the evil that is abounding, the start of the lies, the start of the misinformation, the start of the media campaign and the propaganda against us, to the point where no one will know the difference. Their reasoning will be clouded. They won't know right from wrong. They won't know what truth is anymore, because mainstream media and narrative has confused them so much. But if you're reading the Bible, if you're staying in the Word, if you're staying and keeping up with your relationship with Jesus Christ, then you're going to be able to see through these things in the last days. Be prepared, folks. It is getting crazy out there. It is getting confusing out there. And Tucker's right. It's all a lie out there now, and that's why you need to be in the Word, recognize what the Bible says is coming in the last days, so that you're prepared and ready for it. I'll leave there, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.